Truckers X TV on air. We are now live in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney Spirit of Justice. In the previous episode, we began Queen Amara's testimony, and then a big old shocking news, which will be a follow-up to this testimony right here, is that Dirk was actually already dead, and that timeline-wise, 3 days or so ago, Dirk tried to save Maya. He got shot down by Inga. Then Dirk tells Maya to channel him. She frees himself because the ropes got away. In the same time, place, whatever, Dirk, who's freaking Maya, went to America. And then during that time, by the time they got back, Amara channeled Dirk. So it's all kind of random. But if you want to know what happened, go check out yesterday's episode, because this is all big old. That was a big old shock factor right there. If you're hyped for today's episode, make sure you hit the like button. Your support's greatly appreciated. Now, let's begin on her next testimony. Right here, ladies and gentlemen. You have no proof. Oh, we're getting close. The music's changed. But then again, there's like two things involved right now. Is that the case of who killed Inga and the case who killed Dirk. So one has to cancel out the other. Well done, lawyer. You have painted me as a killer with nothing but your silver tongue. However, you have no evidence proving your distasteful theory. Furthermore, Dirk could have committed the crime while being channeled by Miss Faye. Now let us end this charade. Open your eyes, woman! For the eternal glory of Khura'in and its people. Seriously, that tiger creeps me out. Do you understand now, you putrid pepper? There is no point in defending Dirk any longer. It has all been vain. Let it go and move on, right? Well, not today. Your theories are but a pillar of salt that crumbles at the slightest breeze. Seriously, that tiger's creeping me out. But no more. This ends here and now. The defense may proceed with its cross-examination. We have no choice but to press on in this matter. We'll see what happens today, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. We have no proof. Well done, lawyer. You have painted me as a killer with nothing but your silver tongue. However, you have no evidence proving your distasteful theory. Hold it! I admit, I don't have any solid evidence yet. But you're the only one who could have committed the crime. What on earth do you mean? Including Miss Faye, there are only 3 spirit mediums in Khura'in. Furthermore, when the crime scene was first discovered... Whoa. Queen Khura'in. That's her right there. Was with me and Mr. Wright, while Miss Faye was tied up in the tomb. That means that the Dirk we saw after the minister's murder was none other than you. Could have only been channeled by you, Queen Amara. Insolent lawyer! Eek! Forgive us your mercifulness! Is she really a divine wrath or what? Really, your majesty? Objection! But have you considered the following defense? What if there was, unbeknownst to us, another spirit medium Khura'in? Objection! Oh, come on! What are the chances? You lack the evidence to support your claim that Queen Amara is the killer, which is why you have had to use the process of elimination to zero in on her. It therefore stands to reason that you would have to rule out all other possibilities as well. Well, can you eliminate the possibility of another spirit medium defense? Of course I can't. Under the circumstances, Apollo, there are 2 ways to establish Amara's guilt. We either prove she killed Inga, or prove she was in the tomb. How can we prove those 2 things? Which one can I actually prove? Let's see. What is he asking for? We either prove she... There are two ways to establish Amara's guilt. We either prove she killed Inga or prove she was in the tomb. I could say that we can prove that she was in the tomb. But what way can we prove that she killed Inga? Really? What way? Because other than being possessed, like, I still really am confused on how things, who killed who, how, because there's two, they're both, I think it's either way, because I think it's either way for these two things. The third shot, 3 shot of bullets. What do we have that we can prove just a little bit? What can we prove? Stab, causes bloodlust from the stab wound in the back. What can we prove at least one of these two things? That she was there. What can we prove that she was there? Maybe prove she was in the tomb? I can prove that Queen Amara was in the tomb when the murder occurred. Please tell me I was right. It seems you are ever bent on painting me as the killer. Well, if the shoe fits. Very well, let us see some evidence that prove I was at the scene of the crime. You do have some, do you not? There's nothing to prove that I was even at the scene of the crime. Did we add something to this? Furthermore, Dirk could have committed the murder while being channeled by Miss Faye.
Hold it!
You're saying that Dirk, who answered the tomb, is the one who killed Minister Inga? I am. I stand firm with the prosecution's original charge against the accused. The only issue is whether that Dirk was alive or dead. That's a pretty major issue. Oh, I beg to differ. For here in Khura'in, death is not the end. It is merely a change in one address for the Twilight Realm is only for the next door over. Is it really? It is. Those who have really recently passed away may call upon you in the night. Such occurrences are quite common in our kingdom. She's kidding, right? And all the time I spent here, I'm happy to say that never happened to me. Me neither. You need not fear death. Embrace it along with your guilt. Then may you begin your journey to the Twilight Realm. I believe it's a fancy way how somebody says, let it go and move on. Next one. Now let us end this charade for the eternal glory of Khura'in and its people. However, you have... I wonder, is it going to be the same thing if I were to press the other one? Or this is just, there's nothing to prove I was even at the scene of the crime. I want to double check on this, or... Press this, press this, press this. By simply changing into Dirk's clothes and channeling his spirit, it is a fact that the killer altered the crime scene. How very perceptive of you. In trying to accomplish everything, the killer would have been pressed for time, and may have committed an error that could prove crucial to this case. How? And sometimes the significance of certain pieces of evidence can change. In the face of new facts and circumstances, why don't you take another look at all the evidence we have? You think I'll see something in a new light? Is there anything from the tomb that's taken on different meaning now? Is there anything from the tomb that's taken on a different meaning now? Only way to find out is to reconsider each piece based on the current understanding. I would say the diagram because... Yeah, I would say the diagram. Because what's the only proof that we have? Besides finding the two things and the pink butterfly pendant. If that was all the way over there, what's the blue one then? I'm gonna try it. We may cut to the point where I actually figure it out blindly, but A fingerprint was found on the inside of the lid, stained with the victim's blood. Is it freaking Dirk, or is it a diagram? There is nothing to prove I was even at the scene of the crime. There was nothing to prove. Let's go.
Objection!
Hey, I was right! Queen Amara! Does this pendant look familiar to you? Why, that is... We found it in the tomb and has the minister's blood on it. Which means it was probably dropped in the course of the crime.
Objection!
And I fail to see how it is relevant to your argument. Did that not belong to the accused? That's what I thought too. After all, Dirk has said it did himself. He said that? Yes, but it was a lie. Because I believe he was covering for someone. Covering? How? For who? There is a certain piece of evidence that shows the pendant isn't Dirk's. This photo?
Take that!
That's a photo of the accused's body, is it not? Yes, it is, and I'd like to call your attention to a certain spot in it. This right here proves that the pendant that was found in the tomb wasn't Dirk's. Today's episode could be this thumbnail right here, but we're not gonna show like with this, but we're gonna probably show the freaking body right here. If you freaking miss it out, then you gotta check out yesterday's episode, and if you call it a spoiler, what is wrong with you? Alright, press it.
Take that!
You will notice an object near Dirk's left arm. It's an identical pendant except it's blue. Oh, now that you mention it. Don't you find that a little strange? Why would he own two of them but in different colors? Here's what I think. The pendants were meant to go together as a pair. A pair. If the blue pendant was Dirk's, then what about this pink one with Minister Inga's blood on it? Who do you suppose it belongs to? Stop twiddling your thumbs. Sorry to disappoint, but no fingerprints were found on the pink pendant. That's a lie! Therefore, we have no way of knowing to whom it belongs.
Objection!
Ah, but that's where you're wrong, Prosecutor Sadmati. I'm guessing you didn't know that this pendant is actually a locket. Come again? Now, this is where it gets interesting. When we open this locket up, we found a faint fingerprint inside on the back of the lid, to be exact. What? No! So now the question is, to whom does the fingerprint belong? Stop twiddling your thumbs. Queen Amara! It belongs to you, doesn't it? Hello? It seems I truly rendered the witness speechless this time around. This cannot be! Mother! Tell me it does not belong to you! No mercifulness? Nayuda, My question is, why did she throw it away? Think about it, Queen Amara. Dirk must have realized that you were channeling his spirit. And he had probably already figured out who the minister's killer was. I don't. And yet, he still claimed that the pink pendant belonged to him. But why would he do such a thing? You really don't know? He was protecting you. Because he loved you. He loved you until his very last breath and beyond. While you don't. We established that he does not love anyone else besides her. Dirk knew everything, even that he was being used. But he kept quiet, all for your sake. Dirk, why do you always... Well, Queen Amara? Dirk, the one whose love for you never wavered all these years. Are you going to betray him now?
Dirk,
What the heck? This cannot be. I refuse to accept it. Queen Amara, are you ready to confess to your crime? Hey, she did open her eyes.
I can't deny it no longer. The truth is, it was I, Amara Sigatar Khura'in, who slew Minister Inga.
That's preposterous! Then why? This is beyond belief. Mother, why would you?
Forgive me, Neuda. I never wished to cause you such sorrow. But I had no choice. It was the only way.
The only way? So, in the end, Queen Amara and Dirk Sarmati. I suppose this means that they were unable to reconcile while he was still alive. I don't think the state of the kingdom or the incidents of the past would have allowed that. They were prisoners of their shared history, so to speak. Queen Amara, there's something I need to know. You had staged a near-perfect crime, so why did you bring this pendant into the tomb with you? You should have known it could have come back to haunt you.
I do not really understand it myself. I had nearly been assassinated by my own husband, yet I could not bear any hatred toward him. I was unwilling to discard this or part with it even a short time.
Did he really try to assassinate you? That's the question.
As with Dirk, I have never stopped loving my husband for the past 23 years.
Wait, who's the one assassinating who? Inga or Dirk?
Mother.
So she really believes it? That Dirk tried to assassinate her? Is that the real proof or what?
Your Majesty, is it not time? The time to declare Dirk innocent? I would ask that you do this for my beloved, who now dwells in the Twilight Realm.
Very well then. Your Eminence, Prosecutor Sarmati, if you have no further objections. Ah, this cannot be. My mother?
I have no objections.
Dirk, I did it. I finally did it. I prove your innocence. But I feel like there's something missing here. Very well then. Being that Queen Amara yet lives, we cannot longer charge the accused with the assassination that never came to fruition. As for the murder of Mr. Inga, the truth has been laid bare for all to see. Therefore, I will not pass judgment upon the accused, Mr. Dirk Sarmati. Hold it! Who? What? Why? How? Your benevolence? Why?
I cannot accept this!
There's something the matter, your benevolence?
Queen Amara is lying! It makes no sense! Queen Amara would not have killed my father!
Grow up! What's with her all of a sudden? Is this some sort of lingering affection towards Nana? Rafa.
Speak the truth, Queen Amara. Did you really kill my father? Yes, there is no mistake.
But why is my question. She has confessed to the crime, thereby clearing the accused of all suspicion. As such, I see no need to continue these proceedings.
Barbhead! Hornhead! Are you going to let this stand?
Dirk's been proven innocent, and he's about to declare not guilty. Even so, something doesn't feel right. Like, what was the motive of killing Inga anyways? For killing Dirk? There's something more. Apollo, if you have any doubts, now's the time to raise them. After all, the courtroom is a place for finding the whole truth. But it's all up to you. There are definitely things that don't quite add up. Does this mean that the whole truth hasn't been brought to light yet? Should I push to continue this trial? We gotta push to continue. Your Majesty, I have a feeling we haven't discovered the whole truth. And the only way we'll ever find it to continue this trial. Hornhead!
Very well then, will the defense please tell us this?
What?
What important fact about this case has yet to come to light?
The motive. What was the motive? What was the motive to killing Inga? That's the thing. We're not talking about Amara's married life, who it was, yeah. The murder method, we already established what killed him, but what was the motive? Queen Amara, there's something I still don't understand. What was your motive for killing Justice Minister Inga?
That is a fair question, and one that I shall not answer. It was for the future of this kingdom that I slew Inga Khura'in. To avert further tragedy, his death was an unfortunate necessity.
Further tragedy?
Over the past several years, Minister Inga had been rapidly expanding his power. He had established a secret police and was relentless in his pursuit of the insurgents. We ever had the overwhelming support of the people, but still he was not satisfied. Hungry for more power, he began planning a coup d'etat.
You mean his plot involving the Founder's Orb which led to Miles Faye's abduction?
Yes. Mr. Inga planned to use the orb to gain access to great spiritual power, after which he would assassinate Gadon and usurp the throne.
His what? She said that before. His machinations, whatever,
were reminiscent of that terrible tragedy of 23 years ago.
And as one affected by that incident, Amara vowed to never allow to repeat such events.
Yes, and the Holy Mother delivered unto me the perfect opportunity to fulfill my vow. Security amid the courtyard was rather light due to the rite of channeling, and Inga had barricaded himself in the tomb with his hostage away from prying eyes. I knew I would never again have such a perfect opportunity, so... At 2 p.m. during the rite of channeling, I slipped into the tomb and slew the minister.
Whoa! We're finally gonna use it! My bracelet! Apollo! Yep. It seems this trial is far from over. Queen Amara, I believe you're still hiding something. But if you want to keep on playing this game of hide and seek, then let's start with that last statement you made.
If I must.
And here we go. I would say her thumbs. She always twiddled her thumbs for some reason. During the channeling rite. We're gonna be here for a while, ladies and gentlemen, so sit down tight, because I'm trying to think of something. We're gonna keep on going. I thought I saw something just now, but what? I thought I saw something just now, but... Oh, it's just a reflection of this, what the heck?
Gotcha!
Queen Amara, you seem a little nervous right now. Of course I am. Is it not the way of lawyers to gain the advantage by unnerving their foes?
Oh, well... Great, now she's unnerved me. Wait, that's not it! I thought it was that little finger right there. And then, at what point then, does that finger stop moving? Yeah, it was that part. Well, what exactly did I miss just now? Was it at 2 p.m.?
Gotcha!
How did I miss it? It was the exact same place! Really? First, episode 2, the magical turnabout with the recording, and now this. It's just really, it's like the exact same place, but how can you fail? Queen Amara, you're not very comfortable talking about the 2 o'clock rite of channeling, are you? I can tell because a finger on your left hand twitched almost imperceptibly when you did.
Oh?
In that pose you make, is there something about your chest that makes you nervous?
Whatever do you mean?
The murder occurred at 2 p.m. and I'm pretty positive Amara was in the tomb at that time. So then why is she so self-conscious about her chest when she talks about the rite? The rite of channeling. Didn't Albie snap a picture of it? What if that's not her? It was secretly taken by a certain individual.
Objection!
What if that's not her?
Such insolence! I would have to perpetrate his name at once.
Sorry, no can do. You see, I just happened to find it on the ground, so...
Do you take me for a fool?
How about we discuss the photo's origin a little later, because right now... there's something much more pressing at hand. I believe this photo merits further examination. I just wish there was more to see in than darkness and more darkness. We might be able to make a few more details with some image adjustments. Let's ask Emma if she can help. Emma!
Bailiff, please summon Detective Sky to the Hall of Justice.
Emma!
Here you are. I was able to obtain a much clearer image by raising the brightness.
Bruh! What is that right there? A burn mark? An injury? No way, I think it's a burn scar. And that's what I'm saying. So, she was taking her place while she's over there. So, back to my theory on how the freaking queen knew, blah blah. Wait a second. Your Eminence? Okay, you don't have to go fully zoom in there, really. You don't have a burn scar like that on your chest. Did we really have to zoom in there? Really? Capcom. What's going on here? If the person in this photo is a queen got on, then who is it? None other than her freaking sister. No doubt about it.
Take that!
Queen Amara, the person in this photo isn't Queen Got On. It's you posing as her, isn't it? The two of you look quite similar, but that's no surprise considering your sisters. Even the shape of the position of your facial tattoos are almost exactly the same. Not really. And you are both capable of channeling spirits. Therefore, it would have been easy for you to impersonate Queen Khura'in. Queen Amara, you have a burn scar on your chest, don't you? Please remove your round mandala so we can see what's behind it for ourselves. What the? What is this? What is this? Well, that broke. Look! Short, isn't she? It's the exact same burn scar as the one in the photo.
I don't understand.
I knew it. So the person in this photo really is. Yes, it's Queen Amara.
This is absurd. Are you suggesting they switch places?
Amara's confession earlier was also false? Mother, what is the meaning of this? Don't you see? This changes everything! We know for a fact that this photo was taken at 2 p.m. The exact time the murder took place.
But that would mean Queen Amara couldn't possibly have committed this crime.
Exactly. She now has an ironclad alibi. So Minister Inga's killer couldn't have been Queen Amara.
I'm afraid I no longer follow the fence. Was it not Queen Amara who channeled the minister and the accused to stage the crime?
Yes, that fact has not changed. We have evidence placing her at the scene of the crime. And Dirk could have only been there in the tomb if she were channeling him. Which means... well, while Queen Amara did use spirit channeling to stage the crime, she didn't kill Minister Inga. His real killer is someone else.
Paul Kukar! If Queen Amara's not the killer, then who is it?
Isn't it obvious? Why was this ride held in the first place if Queen Khura'in wasn't going to perform it? Who was behind the two sisters switching places and for what reason? The answers to these questions, along with the establishment of Queen Amara's alibi, obliterate a certain someone else's alibi. None other than Her Eminence herself.
Take that!
Why is this some kind of a joke?
No, Your Majesty, I could never joke about something so grave. The only one who seemed to have a perfect alibi at the time of the murder was Her Eminence, Khura'in. Queen Amara, didn't your sister, Queen Khura'in, ask you to pose as her and perform the rite of channeling? And didn't she also have you drive Dirk's spirit from Miss Faye's body? And then stage the crime to make it look like he was the minister's killer? And at 2 p.m., while you were performing the rite of channeling as Queen Khura'in, didn't she kill Minister Inga while disguised as Dirk? Well, your mercifulness... it's no use trying to hide it any longer. You need to tell us the truth now. Mother! Just as Minister Inga's true killer is... Huh? Who? What? Why? How? Mother! No!
Ha ha! I really did it! Your Eminence, my life is yours!
You idiot! Isn't he one of Khura'in's royal guards?
Queen Amara! Bailiff, arrest the guardsmen!
Mother! Khura'in couldn't have. Could she?
Someone call for the ambulance quickly now!
Really? That just points to that she's the one who did it. Really? That just points at you're just making things worse. You just made it worse right there. Establishing that you really are. Great, just great. It doesn't matter either way. She's really the one. Make sure to hit that like button and comments performance. If you're new, be looking to see, click subscribe button. We don't know who's gonna be next, so whoever it is, whether it's Queen Khura'in's freaking testimony, we will. This is Struggles X TV, and I'm signing out.